day, Johnsons. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our very first virtual Share Your Story Festival. This event was born out of Zonta International biennial goals and strategic plan, which emphasize celebrating and amplifying the successes of Zonta clubs around the world. One of our key priorities is to recognize and share the impact of local actions that contribute to our global mission. By showcasing club achievements, we not only inspire others, but also strengthen our collective identity as a global force for gender equality. Across the globe, Zonta clubs are leading by example, advancing projects and actions that build a better world for women and girls. What better way to celebrate these achievements than through a virtual festival highlighting some of these extraordinary projects and services? Over the past several months, we have carefully reviewed hundreds of submissions from clubs within this biennium. From this inspiring collection, we selected 6 remarkable stories representing 6 different regions of the world. These stories reflect Zonta International 4 strategic focus areas: ending gender-based violence, advancing gender-equal climate action, achieving education equality, and promoting women in decision-making roles. These 6 stories represent just a glimpse of the powerful impact Johnsons are making every day. I applaud every club who has submitted a club story or action to us over the year and encourage you to keep going. Every action is a representation of Zonta speaking up for the human rights for women and girls. And next year's festival will take place again in person in connection of the Vancouver Convention. As you enjoy this Share Your Story Festival presentation, I invite you to use the chat box below to ask any questions you have about a particular club or project. There are representatives online with us from each of these 6 clubs, and they are excited to answer any inquiries you have. If any questions arise after the presentation, please feel free to contact our programs department at headquarters by email at programs@zonta.org. Together, across continents and cultures, we are one Zonta community united in action. Today's festival is proof of what we can accomplish when we share our stories. With that, let's officially begin our journey into 6 extraordinary club projects from around the world. This is the time for these clubs and projects presented here today to shine. Enjoy!
Zonta is an international movement that advocates for the rights of women and girls. Zonta is building a better world for women and girls. Zonta is therefore involved in everything that moves within society. And that's why Young Zonta Bruges and Zonta Area 05 invited young people, aged 16 to 32, of all genders, to the Zonta Youth Conference about what's moving and changing in society. Action Plan. Organized by Young Zonta Bruges. Zonta Bruges. With the support of 2 ambassadors per club. Drawing the event plan starting a year in advance. Contacting speakers. Sponsorship by the clubs. Sponsorship by companies. On the day itself. A vibrant day with 5 inspiring speakers, an enthusiastic audience, plenty of interaction, in English, and new insights. Ending with a wonderful feeling, realizing how much potential our youth holds. Proud to be Area Director of Zonta Area 05, District 27. Anouk Meyer, an entrepreneur, former lawyer, political scientist, mother of 2, and professional struggler. Zonta explores female empowerment with Anouk Meyer. A few years ago, when I started my business, I thought I had checked off everything on my obligatory to-do list to be able to play along with the real entrepreneurs. Turns out I don't want to play with the big boys. I prefer doing things my way. My rules, my values, my freedom. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that as entrepreneurs, we have the power to shape the world around us. It's up to us to seize that power and spark a revolution. Anork. Zonta explores the potential in every person with Farida Lamkanfi. You are bigger than your thoughts. Zonta explores the influence of women in society with Marion de Bruyne. The prevailing image of leadership is still male and white, and that influences the way we think. Zonta explores digital transformation in society with Karen de Souza. The entire world is becoming more digital, and this impacts sectors and businesses, but also individuals. That's why we must fully invest in digital wisdom. We need to ensure that everyone is included, regardless of social or geographical background, age or gender. Zonta explores doing business with impact with Axel Defosse. At Turtley Green, creating a positive impact is central. Where the focus used to be on offering plastic-free alternatives, the mission now goes much further. We are committed to informing, inspiring, and encouraging as many people as possible to take action.
Look around and I know what to say. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Open up the door, can you open up the door? I know you said before, you can't cope with anymore. You told me it was war, said you'd show me what's in store. I hope it's not for sure, can you open up the door? Open up the door, can you open up the door? I know you said before, you can't cope with anymore. You told me it was war, said you'd show me what's in store. I hope it's not for sure, can you open up the door? I was waiting in the garden, contemplating, beg your pardon. There's a part of me that recognizes you. Do you feel it too?
It gives us great pleasure today to share our story of the Women Taking Climate Action Award. This started as a Zonta Club of Melbourne on Yarra Award and is now a District 23 award. Across the world, women are at the forefront of climate action, driving sustainable change, protecting ecosystems, and building resilience in their communities. In 2021, we asked a simple question: how can we recognise and support the women already doing this work? The answer was the Women Taking Climate Action Award. We know that climate change is not gender neutral. Women are disproportionately affected, but they're also central to the solutions. This award honours women who are driving those solutions with compassion, courage and innovation. It aligns with Zonta Says Now to Gender Equal Climate Action, a campaign that began right here in District 23. Members of our Australian Zonta Says Now think tank supported our kick-off fundraiser. This was an online event featuring Natalie Isaac, the founder of 1 Million Women. This is Australia's largest women's environmental organisation. We raised $1,000, enough for our first award. From the start, we wanted to celebrate and support women climate leaders who lived in District 23. We wanted to show how women were leading from the grassroots to the global level. We wanted to learn about their innovative practical or powerful responses to climate change that included mitigation, adaptation, advocacy, or service. We wanted to hear the stories of these climate leaders and see how their work connected with and uplifted other women. Our first winner was Margaret Hender from South Australia, who created the Citizens' Own Renewable Energy Network Australia, CORENA. CORENA loans money interest-free to not-for-profit community groups such as daycare centres, helping them install solar systems or invest in energy efficiency, and recycles the repayments into new projects for other organisations. In 2022, Emma Cutting was honoured for founding the Heart Gardening Project. Her goal? To create the Melbourne Pollinator Corridor, 8 kilometres of green habitat along busy city streets. The corridor includes over 200 gardens, created through a collaboration between scientists, landscape specialists and local groups. The gardens are made to attract native bees and butterflies and soothe the soul. In 2023, our panel faced an inspiring challenge, choosing between 2 exceptional nominees. With the help of a local philanthropist, we were able to provide 2 awards. Alana Mountain is campaign coordinator for the Victorian Forest Alliance. Her decade-long advocacy helped end native forest logging in Victoria, protecting the world's most carbon-dense tree, the mountain ash, and endangered species like the beautiful greater glider. Professor Anne Palina, an Akinawara woman from the Kimberley region in the north of Western Australia, is a global advocate for climate justice, water preservation, and Indigenous leadership. She blends traditional women's law with Western science to protect country and elevate First Nations women in climate decision-making. 2023 marked another major milestone. The award was endorsed at the Zonta District 23 conference as an official district project. Clubs across the district now contribute voluntary funds, ensuring the $1,000 award's long-term sustainability. The Zonta Club of Melbourne on Yarra proudly continues to manage the program and run the selection process with Zonta Says Now Australia. Our first district-wide winner in 2024 was Jane Baker, founder of Mrs. Baker's Stillhouse, an all-women-run distillery that uses solar power, grows their own botanicals, and minimises environmental impact in 101 ways. She's a brilliant example of how sustainability and business success can go hand in hand. So far, the award has recognised 5 exceptional women from across the district. In doing this, we have raised Zonta's visibility in climate conversations, highlighted the intersection of gender equality and climate justice, and inspired other Zonta districts to explore similar awards. Our awardees are courageous, compassionate, collaborative, inspiring, and their work is grounded in science. Our award does more than honour individuals. It builds a network of women climate leaders and connects us with other Australia-wide groups. Every application adds to our knowledge and network. Due to the success of this district project, the other 2 Zonta districts in Australia are considering using this approach to offer climate action awards. The Women Taking Climate Action Award began with a simple idea: celebrate women taking climate action, support their work, share their stories. This is Zonta in action, advancing gender equality and climate justice, one woman leader at a time.
In early fall 2024, the Advocacy Committee of the Zonta Club of Birmingham was discussing the most pressing issues facing our country and what we as a club could do to help. It was decided that the best single thing we could do was to encourage women to vote in the U.S. national elections in November. We wanted women to use their votes to protect their own interests and their own rights. A couple of ideas were discussed. We had been writing postcards to women in Alabama's newly overhauled 2nd Congressional District, urging them to vote. But this time we wanted to do something on a larger scale. The committee decided that a billboard was the best way to encourage women to vote. Billboard displays are extremely common in the USA. There are over 500,000 of them lining high-traffic roads across the states. We knew that this would provide massive visibility to people in our surrounding area and could provide a great impact. So we presented the idea to our club membership, and the project was unanimously approved. For the design of the billboard, we wanted to keep it simple. There is a limit to how much information a person can take in as they are zooming past a billboard on the side of the interstate highway. The message, "Women Vote," was intended to encourage women to vote. Women Vote was also meant to help everyone remember that women do actually vote and that they are a force to be reckoned with. We wanted to remind women of their power by telling them our voices matter. We always include our website name, zontabirmingham.org, so women can find information about our club and our projects and initiatives. The billboard ran for the entire month of October 2024 for maximum impact in the upcoming national election. It was located in a high-traffic area at a major intersection on the side of Interstate 65 North in Birmingham for high visibility at a reasonable price. The sign vendor gave us a nonprofit rate and tries to accommodate our requests for particular locations, but we also have to be flexible if they need that spot for a full-rate customer. We did not have to raise funds for this billboard effort. They were already available when we decided to go forward with the project. Our dear friend and long-term member, Dot Mueller, generously left our club a significant gift in her estate plan when she passed. We wanted to be diligent using this gift for worthy projects. We think this billboard for women votes met that standard. This was not our first billboard campaign. Since 2019, we have mounted a billboard campaign each year as our Zonta Says No 16 Days of Activism project. We already knew how to design, develop, and launch billboards, and we felt they were effective in getting our message out. Back in 2019, several members of our advocacy committee had noticed that other Zonta clubs were using billboards to convey information and to raise awareness of issues. That year, we decided to develop and mount a billboard campaign as our Zonta Says No project. We designed the billboard to include the Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women slogan, plus an image from the Zonta Says No image library on the Zonta International website. We included our website name and an 800 number that victims of violence could call for help. This national 800 number connects the caller to the nearest shelter where they can get assistance and advice. Callers in the Birmingham area are connected to the Zonta Club of Birmingham's longtime partner, the YWCA of Central Alabama's Family Violence Services. The location we chose for the billboard was the intersection of I-65 North and Oxmoor Road in Birmingham, an area known for human trafficking operations. We always take a photograph of members in front of the billboard so we can use it in social media posts to raise awareness of this issue. and to perhaps inspire others to do the same. We have been so pleased with the Zonta Says No billboards that we have continued mounting these campaigns every year. They all have the Zonta Says No message, and we emphasize the connection to our local club and display the 800 number that can be called for help. The Women Votes billboard fits into our overall advocacy strategy for the year. Our 2025-2026 Advocacy Committee and our club membership have identified 5 areas of advocacy where we want to concentrate this year: women's health, climate change, violence against women, women in government, and education. In conjunction with the Women Vote billboard, we encourage members to stay for a few minutes after the club meetings and write postcards or letters to our senators, representatives, and state legislators, encouraging them to do the right thing for women and girls. We also lobby representatives in person at their local offices, and we make phone calls when we want to weigh in on upcoming legislation. We often participate in events where we want to make a stand, and we collaborate with other organizations who align with our goals and beliefs. And we use billboards when we want to make a statement and reach a broad audience. The Women Vote billboard was the first time the club used a pre-election billboard as part of our advocacy efforts, reflecting our commitment to increasing women's civic engagement. We think this initiative helped to drive voter turnout. We feel the billboard also reminded women of the power they hold in shaping policies that affect their lives and communities. We think the billboard was a success, and we fully intend to continue this effort. Finally, we agree with Zonta International's statement of March 2025 that our club's commitment to advancing women's rights remains steadfast and unwavering, regardless of the political or societal pressures we may face. Thank you.
When we chartered the Zonta Club of Metro Green Hills in 2018, we knew we wanted to partner with like-minded organizations that empower women and protect children. At the time, one of our charter members, Rica Monson, was the head of human resources at the International Justice Mission. And through her, we learned more about their work. And that same year, we had the opportunity to join their Christmas celebration for survivors of online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. It was a very powerful experience that marked the beginning of a meaningful relationship and partnership.
What is OSAEC? Online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, or OSAEC, is any act of sexually exploiting a child that involves the internet, whether live or recorded. It includes grooming, coercing, or threatening children into sexual acts on camera, sharing or selling abuse images, and accessing child sexual exploitation material. From 426,000 reports in 2019, OSAEC cases in the Philippines exploded to 2.7 million in 2023. The Philippines now receives 8 times more reports than any other country. OSAEC is usually a poverty and family-based crime. Of 217 victims where the relationship to the trafficker was known, the abuse was perpetrated by biological parents, 41%, and other relatives, 42%. 77% of customers come from first world countries. OSAEC is a complex global issue requiring a global response.
In the year 2024, during the 16 days of activism, under the leadership of Area 1 Director Rowena Plan and Vice Area 1 Director Fritzi Oychauco, the Zonta Club of Metro Green Hills embarked on a challenging task and said, "We will lead the area in addressing the growing problem of online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, or OSAEC. We will advocate to arrest this crime."
Well, we've been working with Zonta for so many years now, and it's great now. Finally today, we have signed our Memorandum of Agreement, expanding the partnership, and now focusing on engaging with the community to care about this issue. It's a very compelling issue of online sexual abuse and exploitation.
Through the endorsement of one of our members, we were able to conduct a courtesy call with Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto. It led us to introduce International Justice Mission and the online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. We were able to plan and eventually implement the multidisciplinary team and basic internet crime against children training. It is a 5-day intensive training which includes police officers, social workers, and the prosecutor's office of Pasig City.
Past Area 1 Director Noni Pulin of Zonta Club Greater Rizal 1 and Advocacy Vice Chair Aurora Cruz with her Treasurer Teresita Domingo of Zonta Club Marikina visited the IJM training to show their support in this area-wide activity.
In the pipeline are training of trainers, which includes tapping of community leaders, individuals and groups who can make an impact, such as Zonta clubs, among others. Replicating the multidisciplinary team training of first responders for communities considered to be in high risk for OSAEC occurrences. Designing and implementation of programs for more community-based response to OSAEC.
People ask why we do what we're doing. Well, it's because Zontians have the connections and the resources to be able to do that. Plus, of course, we want to make a difference. It will just be so sad if we can do something and still not act upon it.
My name is Merle Wood. I'm the president of the Zonta Club of Accra 2. Our theme for the Girls Project is Holding Hands, Giving Wings. In 2014, the board of Accra 2 conceived the idea of looking after girls in primary school. They sold the idea to the whole body of the club, and it was decided that girls from class 4 should be looked after with the assistance of teachers from the various schools. We were able to get brilliant but needy girls. What the club did was to provide them with stationery, school uniforms, and financial assistance. The girls were nurtured and mentored. During the period whilst the girls were in school, we organized reading sessions, spelling bees, and took them out on excursions to institutions. Notable among the institutions they were taken to was Nestle Ghana. Zonta Club of Accra too visited the homes of the girls and interacted with their parents and guardians to thrash out issues which were impacting on their schoolwork. So we are happy to celebrate this beautiful Zonta story of our girls gaining admission into the universities all over Ghana. So the club continues to support the girls with a scholarship of $1,000 per girl per year to meet the exigencies of college education. Yes, we held their hands. Yes, their dreams are a reality, and they are pursuing degree courses in veterinary medicine, food technology, public health, business administration, accounting, and arts.
My name is Ethel Boa, member of the Service Committee for Zonta Club of Accra 2. It's been an interesting journey being a co-chairperson for the Service Committee for 3 years. We had a very wonderful time with the girls, and it has been a success story. We started with the girls from class 4, picking them up from, coming from very diverse families with difficult situations, but the teachers identified them as brilliant but needy. And that is what helped the Zonta Committee to really put together a package to see these girls through. After the junior high school, the girls did so well that the club decided to extend the project throughout to senior high school, which we call SHS. And we think that that was a very successful thing we did, because the kind of results that we received at the end of the senior high school was so mind-blowing that it made the club change its parameters again. We decided, therefore, that we will continue and take these girls, support them, nurture them through to the universities.
My name is Asari Messi Usua. I'm currently a student of the University of Ghana, a public health student. So my journey with Zonta Club started from my primary school. I was in primary 5 back then. My journey outside the club has not been that easy, but when they came through for me, they gave me exercise books, school clothes, they gave me provisions, and then I had mentors that I could also look up to. That gave me the encouragement to learn more, because I'm not giving them anything that they are doing this for me. This is a scholarship program which I'm not repaying anything. So all I could do was to pledge to myself, pledge to my family, and pledge to Zonta Club that I am going to do well and to become great women that we are looking up to. Thank you, Zonta, for being a pivot in my education.
My name is Zachary Sekina, a student of the University of Ghana studying political science. Zonta came into my life when I was in class 4. Life had been tough at that time. Zonta didn't benefit only me, but my siblings as well. My dad passed away, leaving my mom to be a single mom, and she has to take care of all of us, and it wasn't easy. So it got to a time she wanted my brother to drop out of school so that she would take care of me instead. But when Zonta came, she used the Zonta's money to take care of me. Then the money which was supposed to be taking care of me, she used it to push my brother into school. Thank you, Zonta. I really appreciate for everything you've done for me. I wouldn't know where I would have been without you.
My name is Ushia Ayuba, a student of UPSA studying business administration. My journey with Zonta Club started in class 4, which was in 2015. I was in class 4 then, yes. Life wasn't easy, but with Zonta Club, everything was okay. Actually, my dad told me that when I get to Form 3, I will just drop out and then go and learn a trade to support the family. Because in my family, I haven't seen anyone graduate from the university. But because of Zonta, I'm one of them, and I'm very proud to be part of Zonta Club. I would also like to say thank you to all the members, all the sponsors and individuals who are present in Zonta Club. They have really supported my education and then my life, not only supporting my education, but through mentorship and support. I thank you for everything you've done.
On March 8, 2025, International Women's Day, our Zonta Club of Punta del Este Maldonado in Uruguay, South America, in partnership with the local government of Maldonado, hosted a meeting to exchange ideas on the situation of violence against women in our country and to think ideas to improve it. In this video, you will see the speakers just before they started, talking to the press and moments from the presentations, as well as the audience that attended. The event featured prominent speakers, including Dr. Beatriz Argimon, who was the first woman elected Vice President of Uruguay, journalist Mónica Botero, former director of the National Women's Institute, Departmental Police Director Nancy Amaral, and Zonta member Dr. Elba Pereira from our club, all recognized experts in gender violence. Each speaker declared Zonta says no to violence against women, and call for a societal shift to reject the cultural norms that continue to justify violence. The speakers outlined the devastating impact violence has on women and families, and stressed that such violence is unacceptable. They further explained the country's legal framework and the protective measures judges can implement to safeguard victims' lives. They explained that in Uruguay, they have a good and protective legislation, but sometimes it is not properly enforced, or unfortunately, it is enforced too late. They requested more courts to take timely measures to protect victims and more education to prevent violence. They also emphasized the urgent need to demand the enforcement of existing laws that prevent violence, protect victims, and punish perpetrators of gender-based violence. In this presentation, the public was also informed that our Zonta Club Punta del Este Maldonado has a center that offers free care to women and children who are victims of domestic violence and a gender-based violence prevention program in schools and high schools. The event drew a large audience, and one male attendee remarked that he was deeply moved by the discussion, acknowledging that he had been unaware of many of the issues raised and would take time to reflect on what he had learned. This initiative also inspired several attendees to consider volunteering or supporting Zonta's projects. Local media outlets covered the event, helping to raise visibility for Zonta and our advocacy efforts within the community. The Zonta Club of Punta del Este Maldonado is happy to share the story of this activity with you because we think it had a great impact. Thank you, Zonta. Thank you, Zontians, for your work around the world.